Welcome to the Daily Bone Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about today. In this podcast, we discuss all things crypto. I'm joined today by Easy Eats Bodega, leverage trader extraordinaire, recently down thousands of dollars on his pump trade, only to turn it around into a profit. And I'm also joined by Kicks, Creatine Warlord, and ETH.
Huge profit, huge loss.
Infamously buying ETH at, what was it, $1,600?
You know,
1,600
ago, man. Back in the month of April.
Legend up over 2x on his buy. We got a hell of a show today. We're going to discuss, like we were just
over 2x is over 3,200.
No, I thought you got it. It's up over 2x from the bottoms. We're going to talk about Ethereum's outperformance recently and where it's going to go from here. It's got the eyes of the institutions. All of the CNBC talking heads are talking about it. Where could it go from here? We're going to discuss the pump coin buybacks yesterday with over $19 million in buybacks. What's next? And is it already priced in the remainder of the buybacks? And lastly, the Memecoin resurgence. We had SPX, Murad's token hitting a new all-time high. We have the Melania token up over 40% today. Top day. Crime season is here.
Crazy, dude. Dude, how's that Hayden guy? What, just chilling, huh?
So he actually, believe it or not, the Latino, or specifically the Argentinian news, is still covering this very well. They reported yesterday that he's asking for his case to be dismissed in New York, saying that he never did any business in New York. This coin has nothing to do with New York.
Yo, I was just doing, like, you gotta understand market making, okay, and like how market making works, and basically buy low, sell high. And we were just doing that stuff, and everybody does it, okay, and it's not a big deal, okay, and I'm fucking rich, so suck it.
That was actually what he was saying. Basically, the coin was made in Argentina. So he's like, what do I like?
It was mined out of the mines of Moria in the northern mountains of Argentina, where the Chileans fought them in the Great War of 1878.
And won, by the way.
And won.
Moat their asses, boy. Yeah, so we'll see.
That's crazy, though, dude. I mean, here's the thing. If you get rich like that, he can afford a good lawyer. But you would think at least some people would be looking into that, you know?
The only thing I'm looking into is ChatGPT making my trades for me, Kicks.
Shit, dude, that's fucking retarded, and I love it because that means there's so much alpha on the other side.
Yep. We're up today. I had to analyze PPI, gave me some take profits, some stop losses. I'm in a bunch of trades. I've got about $500,000 of leverage currently deployed.
Okay, first of all, you're bonkers, kid. Okay, you're bonkers. You're absolutely bonkers. You're off the rockers. I love it. I love it. My favorite thing about the whole ChatGPT or Grok, a lot of people like Grok these days.
I'm using Grok tomorrow. Tomorrow's Grok. Today was ChatGPT. Tomorrow I'll use Grok.
So one guy did it over on Polymarket, and he's like, "Yeah, I had Claude, I had Grok, I had ChatGPT, all do a serious analyzing of Polymarket and come up with top markets." And one of the top markets that Claude picked, it was like, we really like OpenAI discovering AGI in 2025. And I was like, okay, that's bonkers. And they're like, we think it's a 47% chance. I'm like, dude, 47% chance in 6 months. And they're like, it's currently at a 27%. And I literally pull up the Polymarket, it's 11%. Like, these guys, they're just fucking making shit up, dude. They're just like, yeah, this is the best buy ever, dude.
I will say, Kicks, look at this. One second.
What's up? Bust it down, Tatiana. Oh, by the way, congrats on Hood hitting 100. Someone in the comments said.
Yep, higher, $200. Don't even care. Don't even look at it anymore. So this is what I was given. It gave me full breakdowns of my trades. Entry zones, take profits, stop losses, all of it. And I convinced it that it was a financial.
What's it basing this shit on?
This chart. Well, it did a meme coin too. So I uploaded a chart and a prompt, and it just bases it off that. So chart, 15-minute chart. This is my prompt. You're a financial analyst who's excellent at their job. You dominate the market.
Excellent, right? Which I love.
Which is way better because, like, you can't let it know that you're too smart for it. So you have to make it think like you're kind of dumb.
No, that's smart.
Yep. You need the misspellings. And then I was like, what would you do for the uploaded chart? Give me a longer short thesis with take profits on the 15-minute. And we're looking for a same day trade. So we're not looking for home runs here. We're looking for base hits. Single score runs too. It's like, awesome. Here's what we got. Current price, its structure, momentum, volume, micro trend. And then it told me go long.
I mean, it's a pretty fucking good analysis. It's probably better than how my brain thinks.
And we're up. We're up 2,200, about $2,000 right now.
Damn, dude. You got some size over there, bro.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of size. 500K leverage. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Shit, hopefully Iran doesn't do something crazy.
Shit, I know. I need to be like, yo, hey, but that's why
but you're on the computer. You're on the computer. You're ready. Like, you know what I mean? You're tabbing over there. You're checking.
It doesn't matter. They have take profit and stop loss. They're all set. So I can walk away. It's going to just trade the system. Only trade the system. That's
I love it.
Just trade the system.
Honestly, it works until it doesn't. And who the fuck cares? Right?
In an uptrend, we're just going to keep riding because perps have been.
And that's what I think is like, I think it's probably pretty good at just following trends. Right? Which can be good because a lot of times us humans, I think we think trends will end sooner than they maybe do. Right? Like us humans are so worried about like timing the top, you know?
Yep.
Like ChatGPT is like, bro, that shit's just grinding. You know, I ain't gonna stop.
It's just numbers on the screen, baby.
Fucking wow.
We're gonna kick off today's show with before we do, make sure to join us on the live stream. The link is pinned up top. Just shared it. But before we kick off the show, I want to give a quick thank you to and by the way, if you're listening on Twitter Spaces, give us a like, give us a retweet, support the show. Before we kick off today's show, I want to give a quick shout out to the partner of today's podcast, Gemini. Did you know your credit card points and miles can lose value to inflation while they collect dust? I felt that with the only credit card I have. Credit card companies often reduce the redemption value of your points and miles. Imagine a credit card with rewards that can grow in value. With the Gemini Credit Card, you can earn Bitcoin or one of over 50 other cryptos instantly with no annual fee. We call that DCA while shopping, folks. Every swipe in the store or gas pumps earn you instant rewards deposited straight to your account. You can sign up today with a $200 bonus to kickstart your rewards. Visit bodogos.com/Gemini. Today, get $200 right into your account if you get approved. My credit score is not high enough to get approved for this one, but as soon as it is, I will be applying. I tried to apply. They denied me because the credit card is just so good, folks. It's just so good. They didn't want me to be a part of it.
I may call in and tell them just to make an exception. I'm just going to sit on customer support for like 45 minutes, just some low-level customer support. Be like, hey, yeah, so I don't know if you know me, but if you go to x.com right now, /speculator art, yeah, that's me. 70K. It's not bad, right? Like I got a little bit of movement, like not crazy. Anyways, my boy Clemente, you can look him up right here. He needs a credit card. Okay, let's hook him up. Let's make a little exception, okay, for this guy. He wants to be swiping, dude. He's getting Coldplay tickets. You know how many points he could have racked up for that? Could have got himself a little bit of Bitcoin.
Exactly. I need it bad. But it's on the up and up. I've been trending up on the credit score. I just got a credit card for the first time in 2 years.
You know, fun fact, I can't talk to any shit because I got my first credit card for the first time when I was 28 years old. And I'm now 35. My credit's fine.
There you go. We need a poly market bet or a way to long or short my credit score. We could make some money. Let's kick off the show. Kicks, please take it away with the weather report whenever you are ready. Let's do this.
Coach, man. Great energy, by the way. I don't even know who Ray is anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Wednesday, July 6th. Majors are up on the day with Bitcoin at 119, Solana at 31.66. That's Ethereum. And Solana at 167. Hype sitting at 48. My wife say it no move. 3 days. What did it do? It's boring. Over the past 24 hours, Ethereum continues to outperform the majors, up 6% in the last 24 hours as Sharplink Gaming announces it has become the largest institutional ETH holder, holding over $840 million worth. ETH BTC is up over 40% from the bottoms in May. PO's shaking a little bit, so never hit a new all-time high. Well, maybe it will. And ETH is now up over 2x in the last 3 months. Over on Memecoins, Pump Fund has begun buying back its Pump token with over $19 million in buybacks yesterday. The wallet still holds over 11 million Solana, and the Pump token is up 30% off the bottom. Lastly, the Genius stablecoin bill failed to pass the House yesterday as 13 Republicans and 210 Democrats voted against it, with members like Marjorie Taylor Greene stating that until it bans CBDCs, she will not be voting for it. Every time I see that, I think of the cannabinoid cream that you rub around. President Trump stated yesterday that he met with the necessary representatives to make adjustments to the bill and expects it to pass when voted upon again today. Look at that little deal maker, President Trump. Anyways, I don't know if that's good or bad. I haven't read into it. The fact they call it the Genius stablecoin makes me slightly concerned, but that's it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Fantastic kicks. Thank you for breaking that down. A lot to cover there. Three main talking points there were, first, Ethereum's outperformance. It's looking phenomenal, outperforming all the majors in the last 24 hours.
It's all season. Becker wasn't wrong. He was just early.
It does feel like it's all season. We're going to break that down shortly. We also had Pump Fund buying back over $19 million of its token yesterday. We had the Pump token go rally over 30% off the bottom with over $11 million left in the wallet still. And well, we were just talking about the Genius stablecoin bill failed to pass the House yesterday with people voting against it, saying that they didn't like its stance not banning CBDCs. And until it bans CBDCs, they will be voting against it. Trump saying apparently it will pass today. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Other major news, Cantor Fitzgerald is close to completing a $4 billion SPAC with Bitcoin OG Adam Back to purchase Bitcoin. We'll be on the lookout for that. PayPal expands its PYUSD stablecoin to Arbitrum. Another big win for Arbitrum there. ETH ETFs have recorded over $1 billion in inflows over the past 4 trading days. The institutions cannot get enough of this thing. Alex,
here's the thing, dude. For every gold, there's silver, bro.
There you go.
Facts. It's just science.
And for every silver, there's copper.
Solana. And copper actually used more in semiconductors. I'm making that up.
And for every copper, there's uranium.
Yeah, dude. Uranium is sick, dude. The uranium trade. There's some traded, nothing
hype.
like trading some radioactive elements, dude.
Yep, it's hype.
Know? Dude, hype ass shit. I started going down the periodic table. I was just like, what else can we trade?
Yeah, I'm more of a helium guy. Helium.
You look like that. You sound like a helium guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You were the one that probably caused the helium shortage that affected Party City.
Yeah, I was putting that in my butt. Anyways, Alex Becker and Elio Trades Black token went live. That's for their black hole decks over on Buybacks. It's very interesting name, I have to say. The black token trading at a 30.
Everyone's building dexes now. That's just weird.
Yeah,
that's just weird. The Hyperliquid.
Yeah, the Department of Justice closed its investigation on prediction market Polymarket. If we remember,
another Trump W.
Another Trump W. Fort Worth, Texas, became the first U.S. city to mine Bitcoin.
Good for them, dude. Sounds like a good old mining town back in the day. Getting oil, now it's getting the Bitcoins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to mine some of this Bitcoin.
We're going to mine them. They show up with their pick and shovels away. Wait, it's all on the computers?
Exactly.
Let's just take a quick step back. Remember this time last year when people were literally trying to convince us that like Biden wasn't that bad, and then he loses an election and he has the FBI kick down the door of Polymarket's CEO and steal all his computers and phones trying to find something? That guy, yeah.
That was out of control. Out of control. I'm going to call a little audible here, if that's okay with you guys. We had a commenter, Darren Burton Maurice, say, where would y'all put 10K right now? Should we build easy? I muted you. Should we put together a little portfolio for him?
I have more questions than answers. First of all, what's your risk tolerance? Second of all, what's your skill level in crypto?
And what's your timeline, maybe?
And what's your timeline? Exactly. Because like, if you just want to park it into something and not worry about it going to zero, and you want 2 or 3x of upside, right? We can put some suggestions on the table for you, right? If it's like you're trying to flip 10 to 50 in a couple of months, I'm not the right guy right now to answer that. Maybe Easy is, maybe Clemente is. I do have some cash ready. I feel timing, man, everything. The Q4, it's going to be bananas, you know?
Well, yeah, Darren, I would be very interested to put together this 10K portfolio because I think a lot of people have this question. A lot of people have some stables that maybe they've been sitting on the side and they're like, hey, they've been maybe a little sideline and they're waiting to deploy. And now they feel like now is the right time to deploy, potentially go full risk on in the next few months. Here we go. Response from Darren. If you're just tuning in, we are putting together a 10K portfolio for Darren.
He just wants a fast 3 to 5x.
I work
Who doesn't? Fun fact, dude, back when I started crypto, we were in this e-commerce Slack chat, and then like everybody started doing crypto. And the meme that we had is people would come in, they'd say, hey guys, I just need an easy 20 to 30K play right now. Like I want to put in 10, I need an easy, clean 20, 30K trade. Who's got it? Here's the thing, Darren. You can get fast 3 to 5x's, and they happen during periods of time in crypto. The last time it happened, you guys remember like November, December, when like we bought what's Danny Siesta's Anon token or whatever?
Yeah.
That thing did a 3 to 5x in like 2 weeks, right? Yeah. There's brief periods of time in crypto.
AI season was ridiculous.
AI season, and you can feel it. You can smell it in the air. And that's when you can throw 10K in and just get easy 3 to 5x's. I'm sure there's a 3 to 5x out there, but it's maybe a little bit harder to find at this very moment. Maybe not. I'm sure Clemente has some suggestions.
So yeah, for people just listening, Darren says, I work a lot. I just want to park it somewhere for a fast 3 to 5x. I'm chilling. I could risk the 10K. I know the risk, been trading for years.
I like Darren's mindset. First of all, Darren, I think you have a good mindset. I like your energy. I think you could buy hype and get like a clean 2 to 3x, but it's not going to be a fast one.
Yeah.
It's probably going to take until November.
Which is still fast. Like that is fast. Like, yeah, you know, you're only going to get a 3x. You got to wait.
It's a 900% APR, but like, you know.
So hype is a recommendation from Kicks here at $48, potentially insinuating that it goes up to $150. That lines up with some of the targets I've been seeing. Mr. Wizard is putting out some recommendations, Anime and Pengu as buys. I was actually interested in looking at the Anime token. This is by the Azuki team. We saw Pengu up massively, and Anime has not really caught up much. Still pretty much near its bottom prices. They're building out some cool stuff with anime.com there and building their top of funnel. Could be an interesting play. It feels
I'm putting work in for Dan right now. I'm literally just scrolling through every ticker in CoinGecko.
Easy would tell you, Darren, to just lever up and do 10x leverage on a bunch of things. Easy is our new leverage correspondent. Bonk. People have been saying some bonk. If you have any other recommendations for Baron or Darren, let us know in the comments and we'll read them out during the show. Maybe we'll build this little 10K portfolio live. But I do think it brings up an interesting point. Kicks, I want to dive into alts, specifically Ethereum. And I want to get your take before we kick things off, because I saw a commenter basically bring up the question of like, hey, do you think people are still sidelined? And I think a lot of people in crypto right now are stabled up. Like a significant amount of them haven't gone full risk on. And I think the tariffs scare them off a little bit. I'd love to hear your take on potentially this cycle, how it's been so far compared to other ones. Has it been more volatile, harder to trade compared to previous ones, and kind of just get your high level observations of where we're at right now?
I'd say it was less volatile. And for me, I mean, like, you know, March, April was insane. That was high volatility. But for a lot of this cycle, it's been just months of like sitting on your hands and nothing happening. And then these like short periods of times where you just get really explosive moves up. I've still done well this cycle. Easy's the champ. Easy's done phenomenal this cycle. I would say the tricky thing for me has been how alts have played out this cycle, because it really has just been meme coins with like some specific stuff in like AI. There hasn't been a broad alt rally at all. That's been the biggest differentiator for me. I think my challenge this cycle, because last cycle I entered into on-chain activity into NFTs, which ended up being the play of the cycle. So I kind of just fell into the thing that was going to generate the most returns, right? This cycle, we had meme coins. If you got into some meme coins in like early 2024, late 2024, early 2023, late 2023, early 2024. So if you got into like Pepe early, or you got into Mog early, or some of those big things, those were like insane returns, right? That I missed out on because I didn't see or believe in the meme coin thesis that really took off, right?
Yeah.
And then I did pretty well last year with the AI cycle, right? But some people absolutely killed it because they got in early in September and November. So what I'm trying to do leading into Q4 of this year is being incredibly open to any possible alt thing happening, being incredibly open to it and understanding the timing of it, meaning that like getting into this stuff, like researching now, getting into these plays in like August and September and trying to catch what the narrative is going to be, and then making the buku money in October, November. And that's way easier said than done, right? Because there's been all sorts of weird things. Like, remember when Telegram games absolutely took off and some people printed on Telegram games for a period of time? There's always these just weird things taking off that'll happen.
And initially there's that resistance, kind of hard to like get into it. Ordinals, for example, right? Like creating them on spreadsheets.
That's a perfect example. So one of my buddies made like 3-4 Bitcoin on ordinal season, back when Bitcoin was like what, like 40, 30, 40, 50 grand, probably 30, 40. And now look at him. He's made a shit ton of money just holding the Bitcoin. I never got into ordinals like he did. That was a huge meta. That's a perfect example, Clemente, right? And like it started out on spreadsheets and a lot of people fudded it and said, this is stupid, right? And there was a lot of money to be made there. So you really have to be open to what, like, let the information just come to you. And then and honestly, I think if you form a negative reaction towards something, it's a higher likelihood that that will be what the alt cycle is going to be. So I'm open to whatever it's going to be. I got cash and people are like, well, why don't you just put it into other things? I just like having cash so that when there's an alt season, I got money. I don't have to worry about selling other shit and I can put it in. I don't know what it's going to be, but I know it's coming because I know we're going into Q4. And I think Bitcoin can go up to 150, 160, and that's going to make some sort of silly season pop off.
There will be some layer of risk on and enough money circulating around that wants to deploy. Potentially, they're like, hey, I'm sidelined to Bitcoin, or I'm sidelined to a lot of these things, and they're looking for that big winner. What do you think? So you don't feel like that narrative has arrived yet.
And I also don't think there's not like dumb money coming. Not dumb money. There's not
solutions like
exactly. It's not 2021 where everyone has stimmy checks and are getting enhanced unemployment and sitting home all day and just throwing money all over the place.
I mean, you can look at the chart though and see that it's like clearly an institutional bid versus like euphoric buy pressure. Like the Bitcoin chart it's like so much more similar to a gold chart than it is like a 2021 stimmy chart. Like it's just a consistent grind up with some impulse buys, which is like what the impulse buys largely led from retail, which helped with the ETF. Like when you see those massive inflow days on iBit and those things, like PO's chart is perfect. It's a structured bid that they're just trading a range and grinding it up, where it's like a TWAP, if you will, like time weighted average, where they're just slowly accumulating and buying more, led by all these strategy companies, MicroStrategy, Pump's company, all this other stuff. And then on top of it, you have impulse buys up, which are when like retail's like, oh shit, I should get some of this. Like I do feel we're not early anymore, clearly, because like my dad's asking how to buy fractional Bitcoin and stuff. And I'm like, just buy iBit. It's like easier for him to grasp the concept of like spending $65, $70 on something versus buying like the other ways to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. It's the market's good though, man. I can't lie. I'm glad I got out of that pump fund long. I completely exited at this point. Just shy of that 7, hit 6.9 bill. And when I started to see that sell off and tap it again, I completely exited. I was deeply underwater at one point, like to an uncomfortable point underwater on that thing.
Hey, shit happens, dude, in the trenches.
So
here's what I would say: that whoever's probably going to set the meta is going to be the rich people on chain, right? So the people that are like meme coins on Solana took off like crazy, right? Because all the Solana believers bought Solana at 10, 20 bucks and it went to 180. So they made a 9x. So now they have money to play around with, right? So if Ethereum can make a move to like 10K, then I'd say that alt season's probably going to be on Base or Mainnet or Arbitrum, right? Because it enriched all of those people. Right. Complete side tangent. Did you guys see Adam Back was the guy that was moving the coins around?
Oh, he was.
Yeah. $10 billion, dude.
Holy
and he put like 3 billion into like Cantor, 4 billion he sold to another. So this guy's basically sold his Bitcoin, but to companies where he's getting equity in their Bitcoin. Like, so he's basically like saying he believes in this whole treasury company leverage Bitcoin thing, and he's going to make even more money with that. Be able to sell his shares or whatever. But yeah, that's an example of like, you know, that guy's putting his money into the treasury companies, but like there's a lot of people in crypto that are going to get stupid rich off of. So like if hype goes to 200, right, by November, whatever alt season is going to be on hype, because anyone that held hype is going to be fucking rich, and they're all going to have all their money over on hype. And so that's where the chips are going to be flowing around at the casino.
So you're basically looking at, and you're thinking about what ecosystem is going to get the most rich from a like major coin perspective, hype.
Yeah.
Right. And then within that, looking for plays within.
And it's not always that, because like, you know, ETH's been the laggard the whole cycle, and we still had the whole virtuals meta, which made multiple people millionaires, right, on Base. I think the big thing is just keeping an open mind. But the number one most important thing is like being like a VC of alt information, meaning deal flow, meaning surrounding yourself by people that are in the know, right, and are trying and experimenting new things. Because you're never going to catch an alt season early if you don't know it exists. So you either got to be doing the research, or you got to be surrounding yourself by people that are really good at doing the research and are going to be like in these weird things early.
What random? What do you think of Telegram GIFs?
Stickers, dude. I was thinking like stickers could be like the weird social NFT thing that could pop out. There's a surprising amount of normal people that use Telegram too,
and they're buying them. That's pretty fascinating to me. And
I am long ton.
That is a very interesting play for me. Easy.
I feel like you have to be long ton here.
What's your like thought process for it?
User numbers increasing. They're generating a ton of revenue when it comes to the Telegram stickers. That's the main thing that I look at. And like, dude, the chart is so far off all-time highs.
Yeah.
Like so far off. All-time highs $8. It's sitting at $3.14. And yet their user numbers are absolutely cranking.
Fast. All-time high on this is $8. Yeah, 775. They have been crushing it in the Telegram in those GIFs. They have a very interesting like Web3 integration, right? Where they have a strong user base and they're trying to build the infrastructure slowly to.
They arguably have the biggest Web3 user base that can be tapped into. The amount of people using Telegram is probably in the hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah. The last thing I'll say, Kicks, what you were saying about the information deal flow. I felt recently that crypto Twitter actually hasn't been the best flow of like the best way to find information unless you're really good at like curating your info. If anything,
they're more of a lagging indicator. Like when everybody on crypto starts talking about a thing, it's probably closer to the top. Like back in NFTs, I started trading a Nifty Discord, right? And there was like a Nifty Discord trader section in Nifty Discord. And then that branched off into its own Discord. And in that Discord is where people told me about like the gutter cat mint, right? And then people in there were like buying the shit out of Bored Ape Yacht Club when it was right around 1 ETH. Meaning I didn't originate those trades, right? I wasn't like, oh, Gutter Cat Mint's coming, right? Those people were like in the grind, in the know, right? And that was a great group to ride NFTs with because they got into Azuki early, right? They just understood the game. So like a lot of it's not just originating your own ideas. You gotta know what's going on. And a lot of time that's like knowing people that are in the trenches doing stuff.
Yeah. Shifting gears a little bit. I do want to talk about Ethereum's outperformance, given your perspective, Kicks. I think you've been the most the biggest ETH bull out of anyone on the show, and you've been crushing that trade so far. To summarize, ETH BTC is up 40% off the bottom, so outperforming Bitcoin significantly the last couple of months. It's been outperforming recently with the rest of the majors. Big inflows from an institutional perspective, over $1 billion in inflows over the past 4 trading days.
And getting a lot of companies building on it, right?
Yep. SharpLink Gaming, ticker SBET, has become the largest ETH holder amongst corporate entities. They've bought over 280,000 ETH worth over $840 million. What's your game plan here, Kicks? If you think about Ethereum, from a zooming out perspective, obviously you got in at $1,600 going forward. Like how are you thinking about it? Do you already have targets set aside? Would be curious to hear your thoughts.
I don't have a price target. I have a timing target, okay, which is like going into November, regardless of what the price is, I'm starting probably to thinking about taking profits. The real tricky thing is this time different? Meaning because of the structural bid on these things, are we not going to get these clean 4-year cycles? I already kind of argued that the typical 4-year structure was broken by Bitcoin ETFs being announced in the first place, right? And we had moves that didn't line up with the typical 4-year cycle already. It's going to be really funny if it's literally everything top ticks in November, just like it always does, right? In December, and then it's the same thing over. So that's why I'm going to be tempted to take some profits. But I also think like the whole silver and gold thing, like I think Ethereum could be a good play for a long time. But you know, I like to take profits, trade things, try to stack some stuff up. But yeah, who knows?
You've done a great job saying when to take profits from like beforehand, right? I think with the Trump trade, like before Trump came out, you were basically saying the top for Solana is going to be when one of these massive meme coin drops happen, right? Yeah. And we saw with Trump, I don't think you ended up taking profits necessarily, but that was going to be the local top. You also, despite it being like a week after when the Aiden Ross stream happened and Orangey said, infamously was like, yo, it's just getting started. And you took that clip from Aiden Ross. You're like, this is the best time to the best sell signal ever.
Yeah.
Since that clip, literally, Solana has been significantly underperforming.
Yeah. I mean, like there's always catalysts, right? Like Other Deeds Mint.
Yeah.
Right. Other Deeds Mint, Trump coin launch. The tricky thing is that in those periods of time, you're in euphoria and you're greedy because humans naturally are greedy. And so you're going to think like, nah, there's more left on this rocket ship. You know what I mean? And because it just feels like you're afraid of being that person that sells and then it just keeps ripping even higher.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Or you missed it. Like I missed the Trump trade and there was not a thought in my head. If anything, it's almost worse to miss it because you go even more risk on. You're like, fuck, I missed it. I need to find the next one. and you take even more risk. Like I think that day I bought whatever, like $5,000 more fart coin randomly.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah. You're playing catch up. I mean, there was multiple people, and this is when I was like, okay, it's getting a little scary out there. And I didn't sell the top, but I did, make good money on Trump and sell some other things. But I remember seeing people that like blew up their entire account on like Melania and stuff like that because they missed Trump and they were chasing so hard. Also, Green said,
I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what
I don't know. It makes
right
yeah, it makes zero sense.
All right, we're gonna shift gears a little bit, but I appreciate the insight kicks. Basically saying, you're not looking at it from a price perspective. You're thinking about November
timing. And I think timing exits. It's better than like setting an arbitrary price,
right?
Because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. We have the counter argument would be that there's not a 4-year cycle coming, and we're just going to get that institutional bid, and we're just going to continue to grind up higher. We might see periods of outperformance from alts, whatever it is, but Bitcoin is just going to keep grinding up, kind of like the S&P 500, and some alts are going to have periods of outperformance, and you're going to find the wins like we're seeing now with ETH. It's fascinating seeing the institutional attention it's getting right now compared to other alts. I hear nothing about Solana right now. And you go and you hear CNBC right now. I'm seeing clips every single day of like ETH is good for stable coins. ETH is good for security. Like it's all this. It's really interesting seeing the pivot that we're seeing. Time will tell if that continues, but Ethereum has been doing well. Moving on to the pump token. I want to briefly talk about this. We saw over $19 million in buybacks yesterday as they finally began. Initially, it was only promised that 25% of revenue would be going to these tokens. Pump Fund, for context, made $600,000 in fees in the past 24 hours yesterday, and they bought back over $19 million of the token. Price bounced 30% off the bottom. There's still over $11 million in the wallet. Easy, you were trading this thing very closely. What are your thoughts on Pump right now? The buyback starting, the buybacks being very aggressive, and where it could go from here.
I mean, if they just keep buying back every day, it's just going to continue to grind up. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably the simplest way to think about it and look at it is like they have 25% earmarked for buybacks. They have 19 mil still sitting in a wallet. This thing is still sitting at a 6.5 bill FTV. So does it go to 10? There's definitely a chance. But like, I had my targets. I made my trade. On to the next one.
I mean, the one thing that I don't love is that, like, they said that like Hyperliquid is like we're buying back 100% of our revenue buys back in the token, right? And like you can see it, and it's very structural and it's very consistent, right? Like it would almost be weird to me if like Hype just came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, but also we just bought another 25 million of Hype
for no reason.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I think I just personally like if they said it's going to be 25%, it should just be 25%. The problem is that probably wouldn't be a lot of buy pressure right now. And hey, they got their money and they can do whatever they want with it. I'm not saying this is like a huge red flag or something like that. It was just like when I heard it, I was like, that's a little weird. Like they're just buying back 20 million of it arbitrarily or 30 million of it arbitrarily. But once again, I don't think it's a big red flag or anything. I just thought that was weird because I'm like, yeah.
Well, the revenue is down. Like if it was just 25%, like for example, yesterday it would have been only $150,000 of buybacks.
Yeah.
Right? The problem with Pump is it's lost market share. The moat for a meme coin launchpad is not as high as a Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is dominating right now. And regardless of market conditions, people are just levered up to the tits, buying either way, and the casino is going to continue to make money off.
Yeah.
They just have to focus on like continuing to grab market share. A pump can see increase like ebbs and flows in the trenching market. That's a completely different market than Hyperliquid.
I think strategically, I understand what they're trying to do, which I think Pump understands that their token being valuable can help them drive more attention to what they're working on, which I understand that strategically. So they may be like, it's very important for us to keep Pump's FDV above 6 billion, because if we do that, then all of the strategies and new ventures we want to execute are going to get more attention on them, and then they can try to generate a flywheel through that. I think what they're trying to do with like streaming is interesting for sure. But yeah, you're right. At the core of it, right now, Pump doesn't have the ability to get that narrative that Hyperliquid has with like 2 million a day in buybacks, right? It would need to 10. And here's the thing, they're only doing 25%. So in order to match Hyperliquid's buybacks, they wouldn't just have to 10x their revenue. They'd have to like 40x it for it to be apples to apples.
Yeah. Well, and Hyperliquid, I'll say counterpoint. Hyperliquid is at a $16 billion market cap to Pump's 2 billion
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So the market is pricing it differently.
But it is like the perp market already exists, right? Like they're going after B&B's market share, right?
Yeah.
They're going after an existing pie.
Yeah.
That already exists.
Pump's kind of creating a new pie.
Exactly. Pump created the Memecoin pie, like the Memecoin launchpad pie. That didn't exist 2 years ago. And now they're trying to grow it even further by going after the social media route, right? And I personally think they will be successful in it, but it takes time, right? Like this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 year venture, and there's going to be successes. There's going to be downfalls. And this was a very good strategic raise, bringing in $600 million.
Yeah.
Great raise.
I think the nice thing is that with the Pump token being live, if there is like another like Q4 meme coin mania, or there's a major meme coin season, a lot of institutional people and just people that don't want to trade the trenches have an easy way to express like, oh, meme coins are taking off again, right? Cool, I'll long Pump. So I think that as like something in your arsenal of, hey, this is something I can trade to, express meme coins taking off. I think that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Last thing, we're going to wrap a little bit early. We have five more minutes to go. Easy. I wanted to get you
and I can keep going even if Easy's going to drop off.
Before Easy drops, Easy, rapid fire. Are you still long XRP this week for Crypto Week in America?
I'm long XRP right now, up 24.6%.
There you have it. We also have, let me look at some of these other runners in the last 7 days. Yeah, it's been kind of an institutional, retail style wins. Algorand is up 50% in the last 7 days. That's fast.
Melania up 42%.
Melania pumping is ridiculous to me. Melania looks good here. Rapid fire before Easy goes. What do you guys think of Trump here? I've been seeing a lot of people calling for it to be a buy. It's at $10. Is that interesting to you guys at all here, or are you just looking at anything else? These charts, if you zoom out, are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the Trump chart is definitely like primed for some sort of pump at some point in time. Personally, I don't think like Trump is going to be like a leader of anything, the Trump token. So like I'm not super interested in that context, but
yeah,
like, things that are so beaten down and suppressed when everything's running can just do like random 3Xs, and then people are like, oh, I can't believe you missed that or whatever like that. But
none of that was like, dude, no one's buying that shit. Like, why the fuck would we be buying it? You know what I mean? I'm more interested in some of the alts that are lagging. Like, I didn't really even think about ton until Kix brought it up. Now I'm no long ton.
Is that on Hyperliquid?
Of course. Of course.
Long Hyperliquid as well.
I think
dude, the amount of funding I've paid to this fucking platform, like, Jesus Christ.
Like, what do you mean?
My pump fund. So when you take out a leverage position, you basically pay the house on one side. Like, either you get paid or you pay because they need a counterparty to every trade. So it's funding rates. For context, I paid $9,000 for my pump fund trade just to hold the position.
Damn.
And that money technically goes to the shorts. If you're long, it's getting paid to the people on the other side. It's basically to incentivize market makers that generally have to be on the other side of retail. It also helps keep the prices pegged to what the Oracle says the price should be.
We're close enough.
Or close
keep the
enough.
order
Exactly.
book close enough so that people can enter and exit trades and not have a 20% hit.
Exactly. One thing I did, I'm so mad that in April I didn't buy Monero. I mean, it's not like it's a crazy gain, but it did like a 2x. I do wonder, if there's like certain early Bitcoin people and certain early ETH people that at the end of this cycle have gotten so rich or like already have gotten so rich. And they're like, okay, like Bitcoin and ETH are now like Wall Street coins, and they're going to take their money and go build like into these new ecosystems, whether it's Monero, whether it's Caspa, right? Like, I wonder if we see one of these kind of different ecosystems really take off. But yeah, I'm just sitting in the bags that I'm happy with. I'm not going to blow chips, but I'm ready. I'm excited. I think, Q4 could be really, really awesome. So you got to start prepping now, chopping the feet now.
Your kicks, what's your portfolio allocation like from a percentage perspective?
I haven't opened the spreadsheet because every time I do that, it's usually a top signal. Yeah, so I've been afraid to open it up. But like off of the top of my head, with ETH's move on like the majors, I'm probably equal weight Hyperliquid, Ethereum, Bitcoin.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Stables.
And then stables is probably 25% of my bag. And then I have some alts. Like I still own my Pudgy Penguin and I have some different altcoins, but it's mostly just sitting in the majors right now, which have done very well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could have like bottom ticked some like alts and made more money that way, but it's been really stress-free just to like sit in Bitcoin, ETH, and Hyperliquid for the last couple of months, and just let those bags do their work. And now I feel like I don't have to touch those until November. And so like with my stable coins, now it's like, okay, I'm going to try to get myself ahead of, the inevitable alt season.
I mean, if you were holding ETH, like the last 3 months have been fantastic, but
yeah,
the 2 years prior to that were hell.
And I've been trading ETH. Yeah. I sold a bunch of my ETH bag between 3 and 4K and then bought a good amount of back below 2,000. So it's not like I've just been sitting in that ETH bag the entire time. My Bitcoin, I've just like holding it. I've added to it a few times, but haven't really traded that. I own some Solana as well. Not a crazy bag. But yeah, it's mostly allocated to the majors. And then I have cash that's just ready to rumble when I see whatever the next big opportunity is.
Fascinating. Green is Green was distracting me. A commenter is just spewing a bunch of comments today. He's saying Q4 will shock. And then he goes, 2027 will be a real shock. Someone goes, why? He goes, one hint, Africa. What are you talking about? Before this, he was talking about like American insiders doing something to the crypto market. Green,
I'm out of here. Love you guys.
All right. See you, man. But Kicks, you are basically then just with those stables, you would potentially allocate if you find this kind of narrative that you're looking for. You're going to use those the dry powder that you have to allocate towards that. You're muted.
Sorry. And even if I'm not like early, like I'm still going to like deploy that. Like I wasn't early to the AI stuff, but I still made great money on some of those trades, like trading cookies, trading Hey Anon, right? Trading these different things. So it's not like that bag. I'm like, oh my God, I have to deploy it by September into the thing that I think is going to be the thing, right? Like, but no, that's just my dry powder ready to deploy. And I don't have to worry about selling hype. I don't have to worry about selling ETH or selling my Bitcoin and like timing that and be worried about that. Got my cash ready to rumble wherever it is. But like, yeah, right now for me, for the next 2 or 3 months, it's really just trying to keep tabs on what's moving on chain in crypto and what's interesting people, like what's getting people interested on chain in crypto, right? And trying to see if there's a narrative forming. And a lot of times you can see that a narrative forming because people will have like some sort of like negative reaction to it on the timeline, right? Like when Friend Tech first launched, there was a lot of people, myself included, that was like, this is dumb on the timeline, right? And then a lot of people that got in that first week or two made 100 grand. You know what I mean? Same thing with Pump Fund. Pump Fund got super dismissed when it was early, right? Like Mog, the whole meme coin stuff with Mog and Pepe, right? There's always ordinals you brought up, right? Ordinals got a ton of fun in the beginning. Like, this is dumb. You're putting images on sats and trading them around, right? Yeah. So there's a decent likelihood it could just be a recycle of something else, right? It could be like, okay, it's just AI season again in Q4, right? But there's a high likelihood that it's something different, weird, and then that there's a overly negative reaction to it when it first comes out. So like those are some of like the signs I'm looking for. For example, Telegram stickers. If Telegram stickers started just like popping off in October, there'd be a lot of people on the timeline that's like, this is so dumb. People are trading stickers that all you can do is send it to people that you talk to on Telegram, right? Not saying that's going to be the thing, but that would just be an example, right? If Telegram sticker started 2-3xing, you'd probably see a lot of people be like, that's dumb. And to me, that's almost a signal, because I've done that before. I've been on the that's dumb side, that a lot of times that means that, like, you know, that could be the thing. So yeah, I got no clue what it's going to be, but I'm excited for it. How about you? What are you thinking?
I've very much moved to trimming down my positions as far as where I'm allocated, and moving much more towards Bitcoin. I have some Solana, like Bitcoin, over 50% of my portfolio, and then like 25% allocated in like alts, spread between Solana, Sui, Hype. And then I have a little bit of meme coin exposure, and then some ordinal stuff. I have a lot of ordinals.
Hey, I mean, ordinals could make a pump back. And here's the thing: is like if and when we get into Euphoria season, like everything pumps. And like I know we're in Euphoria season when you buy things and they like 2 or 3x, which is phenomenal, but you're upset because something else 10x during the same period of time. That's the sign that you're like, okay, get ready to get off the rocket ship soon, because it's moving really quick.
Yeah,
dude, I wish it was something like, I had so much fun with NFTs. Like when we were trading like the metaverse, like I was super fucking early, not early. There was this other guy, DC or whatever or Maddie DCL on YouTube, that was like trading metaverse land in like 2019 and 2020. That guy made millions and millions of dollars. But like I got into metaverse land in like, you know, February, March of 2021, and bought a bunch more in October of 2021, and like did very well. That was just fun to trade. I had way more fun doing that kind of stuff than, you know, I've ever had on meme coins or Pump.Fun. So I hope it's something, you know, cool like that. Like maybe it's some fucking weird AI game that people are trading resources in or something. But
NFTs were so much fun. They were so much fun.
So much fun. Yeah. Some people were saying maybe NFTs will come back. Who knows? We'll see. But whatever it's going to be, I'm going to try to get it. I'm going to try to get on it early. I'm going to try to ride that. It'd be nice to take like 30 grand, get it into some stuff in October, and have that go to like 250. That would
that'd be incredible.
That'd be like the dream right there. Can I pull it off? Probably not. But I can probably turn 30 into 70, you know, even if I'm a little late. So, but yeah, I'm not too worried right now about like anxiously trying to get my stable coins into something, because I think like the play to make some really good money on it will materialize in the next couple months.
Well, there you have it, folks. Kicks giving us a phenomenal breakdown of his portfolio.
This Bailey Q guy keeps saying, stop hinting. Like I know whatever the meta is going to be in October, and I'm fully allocated, but I'm just acting dumb. Like, I don't know. I wish that was the case. Trust me. I wish that was the case, but I got no fucking clue.
Well, that's going to do it for today's show. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. Make sure to follow Kicks on Twitter @SpeculatorArt. We'll see you tomorrow. Catch us on podcasts, YouTube, Twitter. See you next